Today, we're joined by Jeremy Silber from Dale Sorensen Real Estate to talk through a recent first-time homebuyer success story. Thanks for joining us today, Jeremy.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you, mainly because one of our most recent clients together was a first-time homebuyer. So what was their biggest concern, or I guess their biggest hesitation, when it came to starting things?
I don't know where to begin with that, right? So
I think they didn't either.
yeah. So one of the first questions was when do we start looking? Like, even though their lease wasn't up to expire for 6 months, 8 months, they're like, we should probably wait. And I said, really? You probably shouldn't, because what you think you may want in a home may not really be what you want in a home, and it's okay to start searching now. You know, we'll figure out how to make an offer to meet the deadlines you have to meet for your lease, but we should start searching now so we really get a feel as to what you're really looking for.
Yeah, and also get to know, if there's something that they think they want, they start looking around for something. They're like, actually, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be.
Right, exactly.
So what do you think most first-time home buyers misunderstand about the process of purchasing a home?
It's the process. It's more of what they don't know, right? They want to buy a home. They have no idea about the process. They have no idea about the true costs. What does insurance cost? What do the taxes cost? How do I know what my interest rate's going to be? And so it's important to bring in partners, for instance, like Morgan Financial, to discuss those, the interest rates and the true costs of doing business. It's important to introduce insurance companies to them. It's important to introduce what inspections are going to cost. So really you have to sit down with them and kind of just walk them through the entire process. And that can seem overwhelming. And then you have to just kind of, it's okay, we're going to go step by step, and this is the order we take things.
Do you find that any of them get confused or don't know when it comes to how much they need to put down? Or is there any stigma around what a down payment looks like?
You know, that's a great question. Again, they just don't know. And so, yeah, it's best to introduce a lot of different options. And it's funny, a lot of times they're hesitant to talk about their financials. How much do you have to put down? How much are closing costs? Do you have much? And sometimes they're hesitant, and it's good to, again, it's good to have partners that can help you with those conversations.
Yeah, third-party, unbiased person
Exactly.
that doesn't know them on a personal level that can reach into the bank accounts.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
Even though you're friends of the family, so to speak, in this situation, they may not necessarily want to divulge what they have in their accounts and things like that. I understand that.
Was there any part in this process where you started to feel like, okay, this buyer is starting to believe that it's possible that they could purchase a home?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. I don't really, I'm trying to think of when that happened in the process. Yeah. I think well, first off, that process of when do we start, they didn't really believe me that we should start now. So they started looking. And then that really helped them realize that, oh my gosh, yeah, we can do this. We need to do this. And then, you can't make an offer without a pre-approval. And then they started that process as well. And then once they got that pre-approval, they realized, yes, they can make this happen.
So do most of the time your first-time home buyers say, let's jump in the car and let's just go start looking?
Yeah, they do. But you do want to have them start working along that pre-approval process. It's debatable. I've been in situations where I've had some brokers say, I will never, ever show homes to people that don't have a pre-approval yet. But if you tell people that are new home buyers, well, we have to get a pre-approval first before we go look, it turns them off. And they don't know what you're necessarily talking about. They don't understand that process. So you never really want to lose a client over that. I will show homes to first-time home buyers or other home buyers that don't have a pre-approval yet. So they build trust with you and you move forward.
Yeah. How do you get connected with the lending side early to help them make better decisions?
I think once we identify the price range that they really want to be in, I think at that point it's good to have them contact, Morgan Financial or mortgage broker in that sense to understand if they can fulfill that desire, right?
So they can play the bad cop in the scenario or
right.
Play the good cop and let them know what their affordability is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what's one part of the process that could feel overwhelming to a first-time home buyer?
Writing the contract, because then it becomes real. And then you start explaining, okay, the initial deposit, and we're going to do this 10-day inspection. and we're going to get you what the insurance terms might be. We're going to get you what your taxes might be. And you start piling on, it can become very overwhelming.
Maybe a little bit of analysis paralysis or feeling
Yeah.
like they've got too much stuff to do.
Yeah, and that's where it's important. I think recently I talked about this with some of my coworkers and my wife, that as a realtor, you're not necessarily a realtor all the time. You become a project manager. So once you get it under contract, that's where your project management skills kick in, and I think that really helps your buyers feel very comfortable in the process.
Maybe a little bit of a therapist too.
Yeah, that can occur as well.
So what was one part of the process, or in this particular closing that we had done before, that was a little bit more meaningful or rewarding for you?
I think when you work through some of the challenges you get in the inspection reports, negotiating those repairs, I think, is important, because you get the inspection report back. Sometimes there's, concerning things, concerning repairs that on the surface may look very serious, but, as someone that's got experience, you can talk them through that and say, hey, we have various different general contractors and vendors that are licensed, insured, that can help get this done. And you just negotiate through that. I think that's very helpful.
When you have a repair that comes up, have you ever had the experience with someone where it immediately killed a deal, or they didn't want to move forward because of one of the
Yes.
repairs?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about
So
that.
just recently, a home in Palm Bay, we were under contract, and everything seemed to check out except they had bats in the attic.
Oh, God.
So even though that could be mitigated, there's some laws in the state that you can't remove bats until sometime in August because it's meeting season. So that killed the deal right there. No one was going to wait. Our buyers were not going to wait till August.
Understandable.
Yep.
So for someone that's listening who wants to buy their first home but feels nervous or unprepared, what would you tell them?
I would ask that we can sit down, have a meeting, and go over the entire process and talk about their concerns and try and walk them through each concern, and say, hey, there's a process for all of this. And, with the right realtor, hopefully it's me, you can overcome any of your fears and make it extremely comfortable to purchase a home.
If you were talking to a first-time home buyer and they were asking you, where in Brevard County should I look if I'm on a specific budget, what would you tell them?
So depending on the budget, right? If you're looking for your best value in the $300,000 range, high twos to mid threes, Palm Bay's wonderful. You can get new home construction there at a great value, and if you're going with new construction, you can possibly get closing costs, a better interest rate, things of that nature. So just depending on the needs of the buyer, like as far as pricing is concerned, that would be the go-to. If you're looking for school systems, things like that, you might go a different direction.
Do you find that first-time home buyers, or the type of first-time home buyer that you're coming across, is a young 20-something-year-old? Are they millennials in their 40s?
It can vary, but lately, yes. My experience is it's the younger generation. They're done living in apartments or renting homes, and they're ready to make their move to their own home.
The cost of rent has significantly gone up recently. Do you think that's something that might be pushing them towards home ownership, or do you think it's the American dream that they've
I think it's still the American dream. I think people realize that they don't want to be contributing, $1,800, $2,000, $2,400 a month to someone else's property, and they're getting nothing at the end. I think that definitely drives the younger generation, just like our generation, to find a home, purchase home, and build equity.
Yeah, understandable. What is the very first step a home buyer should take before they start seriously looking for a home?
Well, pre-approval, right? You really need to understand what you can truly purchase. What is your purchase power? So, real simple answer to me, it's let's really find out what you can purchase.
Love that. All right. Last sentiments that you would give to anybody that's looking to purchase a home in Brevard County today?
The last sentiment I would say is to meet with your agent and work through the process, because you never know what you'll be able to do with your purchase power. Some people are concerned about their credit. Some people are concerned about their income. And you just need to get that checked out, and you'd be surprised how many solutions you can find.
I love that. So if you know someone that is looking to purchase their first home, or maybe this resonates with you, send this video, send this podcast to a friend that's looking to purchase, or reach out to us, and have a great day.